Hello and welcome to the world of Molecular Munchies, a thrilling multiplayer game that combines chemistry and cooking into one. Here is the main menu screen with custom-made art and buttons tailored just to our game. We also made an options button where we can select the volume through the slider, or we can look at the controls panel, learning the movement and how to interact with objects and how to interact with counters and appliances as such.
Here's the level selector. Each were custom buttons for each level. To earn the code rated 3 stars, you must earn 300 points. Here we get a bit of backstory of the game. Charlie's restaurant is failing, so he asks Gizmo to help him out. Gizmo educates him and the player on chemistry for each level, and Gizmo recommends different molecules. Charlie then comes up with different foods for each molecule.
This is level 1. It's based on a garden where you take out hydrogen and oxygen sprites to create hot, delicious soup out of H2O to serve your customers. Here's the tutorial. There is a timer and score on the top left. Gizmo the scientist gathers sprites on the left and places it on the table. Charlie the chef takes these sprites, puts it into the beaker until it turns red, and then puts in the other one until it turns green. And then we wait for a timer. Once the timer runs out, we grab the green beaker, place it into the oven, wait for it to cook, and then once it finishes cooking, we can serve the finished product in the serving station, earning us 50 points. This is the defeat screen that plays after you get 0 stars on a level. You can press play again to try again. This is the victory screen that plays after each victory. You got a 1 star for getting 100 points, 200 for 2 stars, and 300 for 3 stars. This is also saved within the level selector where you have 1 star in the garden soup. This is the Candyland level, level 2, a place based on a fictional Candyland where you can use a process of chemical reactions to create a delicious cake. Here is a cake. Finally, this is level 3, a magma-based infested volcanic island where you can make a delicious pizza by utilizing starch. Here's a pizza. Giant, isn't it?
Behind the scenes, we're using the Unity 2D game engine, and we've organized all of our assets into these folders. We have our animations, scenes, scripts, sounds, and sprites that we've incorporated, and within each of these folders, it's their respective assets.
Behind the code for cooking is around 400 lines of code divided into 2 scripts, the mixer and oven interactions. For the mixer, the player needs to walk up to the beakers, interact with the beakers while they have an ingredient in their hand that they haven't used before, and it will store the data inside of the mixer. This process is repeated until the threshold is reached. After this threshold is reached, a 5-second timer will start, and then a green beaker is produced. This green beaker is then fed into a stove/oven, which is controlled by this script over here. This script checks for a specific ingredient, aka the green beaker, which is then fed into the stove, and it will start a 5 to 8 second timer depending on the level, creating an output food, which could be the soup, cake, or pizza.
Here's the interaction code. This script allows the user to pick up and place down objects. This is done through a box collider on the object, which is used to detect when the player is near the pickup range, then executing the code when the correct key is pressed. Similarly, this is the counter interaction, where we use similar logic of colliders to simulate a counter where we can place things on top of it.
This is the serving interaction. It's similar in logic to the counter interaction and cooking interaction, however we're using a tag on finished food to add score. This is managed by the score manager, which you can use for the level star manager code, which you can keep track of how many stars you earn per level, and this can display later on how many stars you earn on the level selector.
Our game also has many sprites. These molecules are spawned in through the sprite spawner, which can be set to different spawn times and delays and maxes. And there you have it, Molecular Munchies, a fun 2D, fast-paced, multiplayer, cooking and chemistry game. Fun for everyone E and up.